So the Syrian regime's Prime Minister, Mohammed Jalali, had announced that he would accept the opposition victory, stay in Damascus, and cooperate with the transfer of power. Jalali met with HTS leader Jolani. There was also a striking name at the meeting. Al-Bashir, the head of the Syrian Salvation Government based in Idlib, who is allegedly to be appointed as the prime minister in the transitional government to be formed in Syria, also took part in the meeting between Jolani and Jalali. Jolani told the regime's Prime Minister Jalali that the Syrian Liberation Government has gained experience and achieved significant successes in the last 4 years, despite starting from scratch. He also said that the transitional government will benefit from the experience of the former administration. After the meeting, the former Prime Minister Jalali announced that he had agreed to hand over power to the Syrian Salvation Government based in Idlib.
Yes, the Syrian opposition, which toppled the Assad regime, now faces a very difficult task. They need to complete the political transition process for peace and unity. All eyes are on Jolani, the HTA leader who overthrew Assad and commanded the offensive. Jolani prayed at the Umayyad Mosque in Damascus, and this victory was a victory for all of us.
In Syria, the Assad regime has fallen and a new era has begun with the historic victory of the opposition. The transition is full of opportunities and uncertainties. All eyes are on the key player in the offensive that resulted in the fall of Damascus in 11 days, the leader of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. Mohammed Jolani went to the historic Umayyad Mosque in Damascus, prayed and gave a victory speech.
In 11 days, by the grace of Allah, Syria was liberated from north to south, east to west. This is the support of Allah. Thank God we witnessed with our own eyes how 13 years of suffering were healed by this great victory.
Jolani emphasized that the offensive that toppled Assad did not receive support from any foreign power and targeted Iran.
Brothers and sisters, this victory is a new page in the history of the entire Islamic nation. It is a turning point for the region. Assad has surrendered Syria to Iranian ambitions. He spread sectarianism and corruption throughout the country. We did not ask anyone for help, and no one supported us. All these achievements are the result of our work alone.
How can we target Iran? What will happen next in Syria? The situation in the capital Damascus is generally calm. The curfew has ended. All prisoners in Sednaya prison, a symbol of the Assad regime's repression, have been released. An underground prison was discovered in Sednaya, 4 stories deep. There were hundreds of people in tiny rooms, most of them with a tapal. Meanwhile, the excitement of return began. Traffic jams stretched for kilometers as Syrians returned to Damascus after many years. Syrians have another difficult task ahead of them. They have to complete the political transition in unity and form a pluralist government, but it remains unclear how the opposition, whose only common denominator is opposition to Assad, will manage this process. On the other hand, Operation Freedom Shafa, launched by the Syrian National Army supported by Turkey against the terrorist organization PKK-YPG, continues in Manbij. Having dealt a blow to the YPG's goal of creating a terror corridor on the Turkish border, Ankara's red line remains the same. It opposes the terrorist organization having a say in the future of Syria.